Hello there. Welcome to the Idea to Launch Show. My name is Lisa Zufall, and I will be your host today. In studio with me is an awesome man. But before we get started and before I introduce our guest, I want to give a shout out to Studio Americana, the podcast studio that we are currently in Golden Valley, Minnesota. It is a professional podcasting studio. They have comprehensive services for creating podcasts and live streams, just like we're doing right now. They have professional consulting, so if you give Ian a call, he can help you figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it. Turnkey voiceover studios are available to you, audio editing for any level of project. They are fully staffed by experienced broadcast professionals, and you can host live or recorded shows like we are doing today as well. So we hope that you give Studio Americana a call. Come check it out. It's a great studio, 612-272-7970. And now for our show. So welcome. This is Jim Rickard of Print for Change, and I'm excited to have him in here because when I first learned of Jim's business, I was in awe because I couldn't believe that a company would give 50% of their profits to an organization or a country. I should say a country. So Jim Rickard, who is with Print for Change, the only online printing store that invests 50% of their profits into elevating and empowering families living in extreme poverty in Haiti. Wow. So welcome, Jim. Thanks for joining
you,
us.
Lisa. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy for you to be here too. So how did this all get started? How did you get involved in this? And
Well, I didn't start it. A friend of mine did, but long story short, his family had a large printing company in Minneapolis, and they sold it back in 2005, I believe, and had been supporting an orphanage in Haiti, but had
Okay.
never gone. They just wrote a big check, and so finally in 2005 they went and had never experienced extreme poverty like that before. And they were on the plane. He and his wife were on the plane to come home, and they said, "How do you walk away from something like that
Right.
and not do something?" So they started an organization called Healing Haiti, and that was kind of the launch pad for what eventually one of their other avenues was Print for Change in 2009.
Okay.
Just with technology the way that it is today, and the online purchasing and all that, they thought, well, we don't want to just start another business for the sake of starting a business. They were out of the printing business, but they, at the same point in time, said, hey, we know print. So what if we started an online printing company where 50% of the profits go back to what we're doing in Haiti? And that's what they did in 2009.
Did people call them crazy and say, what are you doing?
I don't know if people called them crazy, but when I met Jeff in 2011 and started working with him late in 2011, and when I was telling people what I was doing, they're like, "Are you crazy? You can't give away 50% of your
Right.
profits."
That's what I first thought. How
But
can
that
you
was
do
also
that?
what attracted me to it. I thought, boy,
Right.
that's a bold
Right. It is.
thing if you can pull it off, and we're doing it. So
And you have.
we have.
And you've made quite the impact down in Haiti. You want to tell people?
Well, sure. And believe me, it's not just us. There's a lot of people and a lot of other people, that, companies that have jumped on board. But yeah, so as I mentioned, the organization in Haiti is called Healing Haiti. And, they started out, the first thing that they did was they've got a real heart for like the biggest underdogs there are. So they said, show us the worst of the worst places in Haiti. That's where we want to go and serve. And so there's a place in Port-au-Prince called City Soleil. It's a 3 square mile area called City Soleil. And
Yep.
there are about 350,000 people living in tin shanties and, simple homes that are strapped together with whatever they can find. And
Right.
no running water, no electricity. So they purchased a 3,500-gallon water truck and just started delivering clean water into the people of City Soleil. That is kind of like their flagship ministry, if you will. Um, Teams go down every week, and that's one of the things that they do a couple times a week, just go and deliver clean water bucket by bucket. But over the time, in the last 10 years, they purchased 16 hectares, which is a little more than acres, but out in Titanier, which is northwest of Port-au-Prince, up in the
Okay.
mountains, and they built Grace Village, which was an orphanage initially.
Okay.
That is now expanded to a medical and dental clinic.
Wow.
They built a church just outside of the gates of Grace Village that also serves as a church, but a community center. And then next door to that, they built a commercial bakery that they just launched a year ago called Flurry Bakery, and it employs 25 people in the bakery, and then there's a restaurant attached. And so our transition kids from the orphanage are coming down there to work and getting jobs. And then it indirectly employs another 25 people that come and buy the breads to sell in the street markets.
Right.
And then they built another church and school in City Soleil, literally on a garbage dump, and they opened that a couple years ago. And we started our first class of kindergartners last year, so this is the second year. They had about 160 kids, I believe it was,
Wow.
that never would have gone to
Oh.
school at all, are now attending. And there's an adult literacy program, so elderly and adults who never even learned to write their name are
Right.
learning to read and write, which is opening a whole new
World.
world for them.
Right.
They purchased a farm in December, 28 hectares again, and we're working with some organizations right now. It's still in the early stages to know where it's going to end up and go, but another opportunity to create jobs, to feed more people, and we're just super excited to see where all that's going to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting with the hurricanes. And is everybody okay with the hurricanes?
Yeah, this most recent one, Hurricane Irma, was north of the island, so
Okay.
a lot of rain, but not anything
Okay.
terribly detrimental. I mean, yes, there was damage. When you have little shanties, they're not
Right.
going to withstand much, but there was some flooding and things. But by and large, we dodged that one. And
Oh, good.
as you know, last fall, they were hit on the southern tip of the island, and that was pretty catastrophic. And
Right.
so they really didn't need another one.
Right. They get hit a lot.
They do.
So the one thing that I love most, and the reason why I bring that up is because we were talking about nonprofits, and everybody's right now asking for donations, and you really have no idea where that money is going or how it's impacting.
Right.
And with Healing Haiti, all you have to do is buy business cards, and 50% of that is going and doing some good. But
Right.
beyond that, and what I love more than anything is you're not just giving handouts down in Haiti.
No, it's been from the get-go, it's been about giving a hand up and not a handout. I
Right.
mean,
I love that.
that is just, there are, well, everywhere you look. I mean, it's always, well-intentioned people say, oh, I want to give these poor people whatever.
Right.
But when you realize the damage that actually does, I mean, number one, it creates a dependency that
Right.
you don't want, and you don't see that initially. But so we've always tried to, the model really is we're not going to do anything for the Haitians that they can do for themselves.
I love that.
We all have the same three things. We all have time, talent, and treasure, but we don't all have those things in equal amounts.
Right.
We've got a lot of treasure here in this country. We've got a lot of talent. We don't have a lot of time. They've got a lot of time and a lot of talent, but they don't have a lot of treasure. So,
Right.
There's nothing worse than, going down to a third world country and seeing people sitting there, playing dominoes with a bunch of rich white people building something when they go, well, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we really, really focus on how can we lift these people up and change the trajectory of their life simply by giving them a job and an opportunity. And when you talk
Teaching
to
them
them,
to read.
teaching them to read, teaching them to write, teaching them to fish, and and helping them just with those opportunities. When you ask people down there, typically it's not, can you give me money? It's, I need a job.
Right.
Can you help me find a job?
Right.
And so that's really what we're about, is how do we create more opportunities so that not only that person, but their family and their next generation and the generation after that. And it's a long, slow process, but
Right.
you know, it changes, and it changes the trajectory of individual lives and families, and then towns and communities and villages, and just expands from there.
And how long have you been doing this? 2009?
Since 2009, and Healing Haiti's been around since 2006, and that's even you know, if I can
Absolutely.
brag on
Yeah.
Healing Haiti, they've been there 10 years, and Haiti's a hard place to work, and every day there are new, you know, organizations opening their doors down there, and just as many closing their doors because they give up. And you know, it's not
I did not know that.
there. It's true, really, anywhere. I mean, people start with the best intentions, but then they find it's a lot harder than they think.
Right.
And we've been very blessed with people that have come alongside of us and invested in what we're doing. We've had, you know, just a very large network of volunteers who've come down and offered their talents and abilities, and it's really just been, you know, if I may be so bold, that one of those God things that, you know, He puts people in our path that have a heart for whatever it is, and they're
Right.
willing to share those things, and it makes a big difference. So we've been able to go very far in a short amount of time, and it just leaves me
It's
scratching my
incredible.
head sometimes.
I know a lot of people who've gone down there and they've come back and they've changed.
hmm Well, it certainly changes your viewpoint and
Mhm.
the lens that you look at
Mhm.
the world through.
Suddenly your world isn't as stressful or horrible as you once
Your
thought.
big problems have become really small when you look at people
Right.
who, you know, a lot of the people we serve live on less than $1 a day.
Right.
And when you have the choice of, well, do I eat today, or do I send my kid to school, or, you know, there are
Right.
no decisions there to be made. I mean, they're going to take the path that's most critical, which is obviously their food or their water.
Right.
But yeah, and all of a sudden you just go, boy, what am I complaining about?
Right.
My car broke down, you know.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so yeah, it might be $1,000 bill, but they won't see that much money in 5 years, you
Right.
know.
When I heard that the kids make cookies out of the mud,
hmm
my
Yeah,
heart just broke.
that was kind of one of the first things that sort of did it for me too. Is you know, moms that are trying to feed their babies and can't. There's women that make this clay. They make clay cookies, and they put a little vegetable oil and a little bit of salt in them, and they mix them up, and then they dry them in the sun, and they look like little saucers, and then their kids, you know, will eat them just because it tricks their tummy into thinking that they're not hungry,
Mm-hmm.
and takes that pain away. But I mean, yeah, I mean, desperate people do desperate things, and
Right.
you just, yeah, I don't want to see that.
Me neither. And that's why I wanted you to come on the show, not only to highlight what's going on in Haiti,
hmm
highlight how Healing Haiti is helping that, and
Right.
then giving our entrepreneurs and startups
hmm
a way to impact the world. I
Yeah.
think everybody needs printing, especially when you're starting up a business.
It's a simple purchase, and it's not a high risk purchase
Right.
by any stretch
How
of
much-
the imagination.
So the average business card runs how much?
1,000 business cards is $50 delivered.
Delivered.
So that's shipping and everything. That's full color both sides. I mean, we have a wide range of different business card products. If you want something a little fancier, you want the gold foil, or you want, you know, some of the other things. But a gloss or satin finish standard business card, super simple purchase, and is having an impact far beyond what you'll ever, you know, the business marketplace can make such a big difference, and it's
Right.
without doing anything that you're more than you're already doing.
Right.
And so it's like, why wouldn't you? If you can get the quality and you can get the service and you can get, you know, the price the same as you'll buy anywhere else, you can, you know, educate kids and elevate families and employ families, or you can buy somebody a bigger house or a bigger boat.
Right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with those things, but what would
You're
you
going to
rather?
get the business
What would
cards
you rather
anyway.
do? You're gonna get them anyway. So
And the only thing that I will say is the next time you're thinking about getting business cards, think of those kids who are eating the clay cookies.
eating the dirt cookies and yeah,
Because you can impact that. You can change that. You can make a difference. with that.
absolutely you can, and it's like I say, it's a low risk, easy decision to make.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about this. I know that you bring your clients down once in a while
Mhm.
to Haiti. How does that work?
Yep. So just do it once or twice a year, sometimes more, just all depends on the interest. But we love to share Haiti with people. I mean, it's Healing Haiti has a couple of guest houses down there where we stay, so it's very comfortable, it's very safe. But it's really showing people here is where the rubber meets the road. This is what your print is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to see that and experience that, then come down and do it. And we typically do a shorter trip. Most teams that go down go Monday to Monday. I tend to take my teams like a Wednesday to a Monday
Okay.
or a Wednesday to a Sunday. So we get down there, travel pretty much takes up most of the 2 days that we fly, but it's an hour and a half flight from Miami. Super close. You don't have the jet lag. But we go down, we deliver clean water. We go down, we go out, we visit some elderly that we take care of, about 30 elderly in the village of Titanier. So we go out,
Okay.
we visit with them, bring them food. We tour Grace Village and the medical clinic and the school and all those different things. We managed to have a little bit of fun too. We spend a day we go up to a resort and just spend a day at the ocean. And we also believe, it's not we don't want to just show you the worst of Haiti. We really want to show you the beautiful part of Haiti too, and put some money into their economy.
Right.
So, we go, we have nice lunch and spend the day at, how hard is that? So,
I think that sounds fabulous.
yeah, it's, so we have fun. And, but we just open people's eyes to, this is what's in our backyard, and here's what your work is doing. Here's what your print work is doing,
I
and how it
love
makes
that.
a difference.
And how does that impact the people that you're bringing down there?
It's all over the board. I mean, there's people that come and much more cerebral about it. I see it, I get it, I understand. And there's other people that just fall apart and messes them up, and they cry for weeks after they come back. And,
Right.
which is is fine. Everybody's different, but it does open your eyes and you understand it maybe in a different way than you did before you went down.
Right.
Yeah.
I know Charlie.
Do you?
Charlie Buckets.
Charlie Buckets, yes, Charlie Cole, very very good friend of ours, and
He's the one who
yeah.
actually introduced me to the whole organization way back.
Really?
Yes.
I will have to talk with him. Actually, just
Yeah.
saw him this
He's
week.
an
and,
amazing man, and
he
his
is.
heart is just
He's got a
huge.
very big heart. Yep, he does.
And I just want to tell a story about Charlie here. When I met him, he was telling me about the buckets, the 5-gallon buckets that he would bring down there, and
Yep.
it would just for the water trucks.
Yep, he has a job that he calls on a lot of businesses, and he had a number of the businesses that are in the food industry, and so they have the 5-gallon buckets that they get their food product in, and so he
Yep.
just said, "Hey, can I?" So they started donating buckets. So I was at his house a couple of weeks ago. He's got a shed just full of buckets. And
I love that.
And then so normally, so we used to ship a bunch of food down through an organization called Feed My Starving Children.
Yep.
We would ship food down, and then it would all go down in boxes. Well, Charlie and a couple other people had the idea. Well, why don't we put the food in these 5-gallon buckets and ship them down in a container, and then the people will get the food, but then they'll also have buckets for their water. So they did that a couple of times, and yeah, so that's how Charlie got Charlie Buckets, was
Yeah.
all the
Amazing man.
buckets.
So I just interjected that simply because Healing Haiti, I think, is an amazing organization, and they're doing good. And I think Print for Change, I think you, people don't know this, but you're extremely talented, because before you started this, you were, doing creative work.
Yeah, I had a graphic design company for 22 years and was looking for something
You're
different.
an artiste.
Loosely, yeah. But no, you're a little too kind. Thank you.
Oh no, you created my logo. I think it's gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
So, yeah, Jim has an eye for art and design. So if you're struggling trying to figure out your logo,
We can do that at Print for Change.
he'll take a look
if you
at
need
it
some
and let
design
you
work,
know.
we can
Yeah,
either myself or we have a couple other designers that
that's
work with us,
awesome.
and so we can get your artwork set up for you, so you can still print with us.
So the beautiful thing is with Print for Change is that you're not just talking to a printer who's going to shoot it off. You can actually say, hey, Jim, or whoever your representative is at Print for Change, this is what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Is there some way? And they can ask for feedback, right?
For sure.
And you guys can give
Absolutely.
them tips
Yes.
on how to make that better.
Yes, we can certainly do that. We want to make you look good.
Right.
So
That's important.
that's our end goal. I mean, well, and ultimately, the mission side of the business aside, I mean, our first point of reference is people need printing. They come to us for print, and that's what we really need to provide.
Yep.
But the difference, at least for me, is I need to make sure that you're happy with your print product and I get it right. Because if I get it wrong and you don't come back, then there's kids that aren't going to eat, or there's families that aren't going to get
Right.
medical care or
Right.
education, whatever. So the impetus is on me to make sure I get it right, and
Right.
and on
So
all
let's
of
talk
us.
about the different products quick that you
Sure.
offer. Business cards, brochures.
Our biggest sweet spot is business cards, brochures, postcards, flyers, those types of things. That's kind of our bread and butter.
Are you doing direct mail marketing?
We can do direct mail for you
Okay.
as well. Yep, for sure. So if you need to get things in the mail and out, and we can do that. But we do everything. I mean, if it prints, we do it. If
Okay.
it's all the way up to large banners. I just actually did a banner for a company that was hiring, and they needed a 20 by 30 foot banner to hang on the side of their building. So
Awesome.
yeah, so that was kind of a crazy thing, but we'll do that. We'll do we do wearable things, T-shirts and things that people need.
Okay.
We have print partners that will do work with us. And
Wow.
So, but if it prints, you need to talk to us.
And so how can they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me. Either email is usually the best.
Okay.
And that's jim@printforchange.com.
Perfect.
Very simple. If you go to our website and click on the contact us, my phone number and everything
And that's
is there.
printforchange.com.
Printforchange.com.
Jim, thank you so much for coming and joining us
Gosh,
today.
thanks, Lisa. It was
It was
super fun.
awesome. We should do this again.
Let's do it. I'm game. Let's do it in Haiti. We'll do a live.
Wow.
from Haiti.
Ian, are you up for that? He says yes.
He says yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
have a great patio we could shoot it from.
I love that. That would be fabulous. So if you'd like to do that, like, share, comment on this post. Let us know what you think of Print for Change. Go check them out. It's a great organization here in the Twin Cities and a great resource for the startups and the entrepreneurs. Businesses all over the Twin Cities can use them too. Give them a shout.
Let's do this, people.
Thank you. Have a great day.